Joe came sailing through. Oh, his clothes were coarse and his hopes were high as he headed for the promised land. And it took a few weeks on the out-of-work streets before he began to understand. Before he began to understand. Then he got hired by a Bowery bar, sweeping up in a saloon. As his rag would sail over the barroom rail, it sounded like he whistled on a tune. You could almost hear him whistling on a tune. And Joe rolled on from job to job, the docks to the railroad line. And no matter how hungry and had that road, in his letters he was always doing fine. In his letters he was always doing fine. And the years went by like the sun going down, slowly turned the page. And when Joe looked back at the sweat upon his tracks, he had nothing to show but his age. He had nothing to show but his age. So he headed out to the California shore, but there things were just as bad. So he joined the industrial workers of the world, 'cause the union was the only friend he had. Oh, the union was the only friend he had. And the strikes were bloody and the strikes were black, as hard as they were long. In the dark of the night, Joe would stay awake and write. In the morning he would wake them with a song. In the morning he would wake them with a song. And he wrote his words to the tunes of the day, to be passed along the union line. And the strikes were lit and the songs were spread, and Joe Hill was always on the line. And Joe Hill was always on the line. In Salt Lake City a murder was made. There was hardly a clue to be found. Yeah, the proof was poor, but the sheriff was sure that Joe was the killer of the crime. That Joe was the killer of the crime. Joe raised his hands, but they shot him down. He had nothing but guilt to give. It's a doctor I need, but they left him to bleed. And he made it 'cause he had the will to live. He made it 'cause he had the will to live. And the trial was set in a building of wood, and there a killer would be named. And the days weighed more than cold copper ore, 'cause he feared that he was being framed. 'Cause he feared that he was being framed. Now strange are the ways of the Western Lord, and strange are the ways of fate. For the government crawled to the mine owner's call, and the judge was appointed by the state. The judge was appointed by the state. Now Utah justice can be had, but not for a union man. And as Joe was warned by some early morn, there'd be one less singer in the band. There'd be one less singer in the band. Oh, William Spry was Governor Spry, and her life was his to hold. On the last appeal fell the governor's tear. May the Lord have mercy on your soul, Joe Hill. May the Lord have mercy on your soul. Now President Wilson held up the date, but even he would fail. for nobody heard the soul-searching words of the man in the Salt Lake City jail. Of the man in the Salt Lake City jail. Now for 36 years he lived out his days, and he more than played his part. For the songs that he made, he was carefully paid by a rifle bullet buried in his heart. By a rifle bullet buried in his heart. Yes, they lined Joe Hill up against the wall, a blindfold of his eyes. It's the life of a rebel that I chose to live. It's the life of a rebel that I died. It's the life of a rebel that I died. His time in the cell, he wrote to his friends, and his wishes, they were plain. My body can't be found in this battle Utah ground, so they laid him on a fast departing train. Yeah, they laid him on a